there is a silver lining here over the next 5 games. There is a silver lining. We finally get an opportunity to see consistent minutes from the youngsters.
Yeah.
We're going to see what they're about the next 5 games. The next 5 games are huge for Jonathan Kuminga, Moses Moody, Trace Jackson-Davis, and Braden Podziemski. They have an opportunity to crack the code and get into this rotation and get consistent minutes. These next 5 big, and they get to see Dylan Brooks and Fred VanVleet and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You get to see Kevin Durant. You get to see Wemby. These next 5 for the youngsters.
Who specifically on this team are you looking to take a step forward in these 5 games?
Well, I think it's big because Podziemski and Trace Jackson-Davis, they're rookies.
Yeah.
I expect up and downs from them.
I just want them to build off what they did, which means like have another positive performance. You're not getting 20+ from Podziemski every night.
Moody, Kuminga. These next 5 are imperative for them to play well.
Here's where it gets tough. Okay, they play well. Hypothetically, in this scenario, they play well. And then Draymond comes back. And then what? They go to a lesser role?
No, Steve Kerr's got to stick with these guys. Okay. He's got to stick with these guys.
I'm with you.
He's got to stick with them. And
but this goes back to the sacrifice thing. Someone's got to take a little less.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And they will. And somebody has to. That's the coaches to get paid to do it. So these next 5, Big John, you want to get in here?
Well, I just wanted to pose you guys a question. If Chris Paul can come off the bench and be as good as he has been over this stretch of games, can Klay Thompson come off the bench?
Absolutely. So can Andrew Wiggins. So can Draymond Green. So can Von Looney.
Yeah, yes.
And like, again, I'm going to say it again.
But
we make so big of a deal about about who starts and who doesn't. To me, it's about who finishes. It is about who finishes to me. So I do think it's a big deal. I do think we make too much out of it. But I think it may be better for Klay to come off the bench in this sense. You get to play with Chris Paul. You get to play with Dario Saric. You get to play with guys who can space the floor. I don't know if that 2-big lineup is good for Klay at this stage of his career. Because you got Looney and Draymond Green, and you got Wiggins. So the spacing is compromised.
Yeah.
So for Klay, I don't care about who starts. Folks got to get out of their feelings, hear about who starts and who comes off the bench. It's about winning basketball games at the end of the day, and it's about who finishes the game, the best 5 at the end of the game. But for Klay, coming off the bench and playing next to Chris Paul and Dario Saric to begin with may be better for Klay Thompson. It really may be better for him to have more spacing. So that's where I'm at with it. So the only guy who should be guaranteed a starting spot is Stephen Curry at this point of the season. So I'm good with it.
But all the things that you said, totally agree with. But it's imperative for whoever is replacing whoever to play well. Like that is the key component in all of this. If you do make lineup changes and you do all these things and a guy goes in there, he has to play well. Right. Because if he doesn't, well, we're reverting back to what we were prior. Like, because you're forced to, right? Mm-hmm. So if it's Moody, if it's Kuminga, if it's TJD, whoever it is, that player has to play well. You're not going to play well all the time, but consistently give positive contributions. Yep. And if not, then they're going to revert back to people that are more proven. And I don't blame the coach for that.
Right. And if you want to be loyal to guys who've won championships, I get it. But look what I got the San Francisco Giants. Look where I got the Giants. Let's go to Cliff and Vallejo. Cliff, what's happening? Cliffy.
Hello?
What's up, Cliff?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? Hey, before I get to my Draymond take, as someone who was born and raised in Oakland, this A's news is sad, man.
Yeah, it is.
The fact that they just keep dumping on Oakland, man, it's just sad. It really
Very
is.
sad.
But as far as Draymond, I'm a huge Draymond fan, but I think I'm kind of in the middle. I think you could be a Draymond fan and still want him to be held accountable. I think a lot of times Draymond puts himself before the team. And like you said, it's a detriment to the team. So all of the Draymond apologists are like, oh, man, the 5 games is too much. They shouldn't take his history in consideration. Like, what job out there you can cross the line repeatedly and not face a stiffer penalty? Like, you know what I mean? Like, let's be real on that.
The only job it would be if you're a ridiculous earner for a company, right? Like you're so prolific at what you do, it offsets your negatives, if that makes sense.
Go ahead, Cliff. Finish up.
Yeah. It does. But then everyone who's like, oh, Draymond had Clay's back and he was defending Clay, I'm not really sold on that. I think it was more a personal vendetta against Rudy. Because, like, if he had Clay's back, why he didn't go after McDaniels, the dude that was dragging Clay across the court?
That's a
like,
great
you know what I mean?
point. That's a great
I hadn't
point.
even thought of that.
That's a great point. That's a great point.
Well, I guess because Gobert had, I don't know. I'm sound like I'm justifying it. Keep going.
No, he's done. That was a great call, Cliff. Good call. Let's get one more. Go ahead.
Yeah, I was gonna read you a text. My mother-in-law is kind of the quintessential Warrior fan. She watches you every single night. She watches.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, no, I'm like she loves it. Like Mully.
I'll apologize for her eyes now. I'm sorry for your eyes that you have to look at me for an hour.
Oh no, she loves you. She loves your outfits. She says Anna does a great job.
I picked the last outfit. That was me.
Well, I apologize.
That was me last game. That was me, baby.
Game.
Oh,
she's a huge Kalena fan because Kalena married a Filipino girl. So anyway, my mother-in-law. This is a text.
I love the Filipinos too.
A text from my mother-in-law. Okay, Draymond has punk behavior. He's a liability. We're having the same conversation yearly. And it's early every single season. He's not getting better, and he's escalating things quicker. And that's a sign of pathological behavior. He carved out his destiny. The number 3 decision maker for NBA is history. He doesn't care because he feels entitled. Maybe he knows his prowess is waning, and he would rather sit out under the protection of Lakeup and Warrior leadership. I'm so over Draymond. This is one of his biggest fans over the years. She loved Draymond, all the fire and brimstone and all the good things that he brings. And you hear that text? That sounds like someone who's exhausted after watching Draymond the last few years.
But you know what's crazy, though? You know what's crazy about that? Because I hear it, and I've your mother-in-law is not alone in that. But this past summit in San Leandro, the Warrior Summit that we had.
Yeah.
We had 2 summits. We had 2 Warrior Summits. The one at Buonvino and one at Creek. Buonvino won the Creek, end of the year. Their approval rating at Buonvino and Walnut Creek, and shout out to everybody at Buonvino. We love you. Thank you for hosting us. Their approval rating of Draymond Green was down. They wanted him out of there.
They did.
Now, fast forward to the summit of San Leandro.
What do you think that was? 3 months? 4 months?
No, that was right after the season.
No, I'm saying, but like the difference between the Buonvino and...
yeah. It was like 4 months.
4 months. So 4 months later.
Yeah. So we're at San Leandro, Warrior Summit. I said, where are we at with Draymond Green? He damn near got a standing ovation.
They did.
And I bring that up because...
Your jaw was dropped.
Because Draymond Green comes back and he plays like the Draymond Green that we all know and love. We're going to forget about that. It's just Draymond Green. We need Draymond Green. We'll be back on board. Those fans, your mother-in-law and everybody will be back on board with Draymond Green.
Probably.
You know, that's how it works.
Isn't that how? Yeah, well, I mean, that's fans.
That's how it works.
Yeah.
And then we get duped into it, and then something else happens. It's like, that's it. We've grown to live with Draymond Green.
Is it different, though, after the Jordan Poole repercussions and how the whole season landed? Like, not for everyone, but for a large segment.
It's not different because we somehow made Jordan Poole the scapegoat.
Well,
Jordan Poole became the scapegoat.
It takes two to tango.
He is. I still hear people talking about Jordan Poole.
That's not fair to Jordan Poole.
Oh, I 100% agree.
And I'm not saying that he's some choir boy.
No, I 100% agree. But the issues the Warriors are having offensively, breaking guys down the dribble, creating open shots. Well, guess what? One thing about Jordan Poole, he may not make the right pass. He may take some bad shots, but the young man knows how to create for himself. And that's exactly what the Warriors are missing right now.
They do miss that.
So let's go.
It's undeniable. It's interesting that you brought that up, though. How the fan tide can change on a player.
Oh, it changes
so
all the time.
And I think you're probably right. But Bonzi, if they lose all 5 of these games, hypothetically,
oh my gosh,
and he comes back, I don't know, man.
Think about that.
I don't know.
If they lose all 5 games, that's a 9-game losing streak. That's the longest losing streak under Steve Kerr. It's got to be, right?
Are you kidding?
I don't even. I want to just erase the 2019.
Yeah,
I'm going to erase that season.
You know, I'm with you. But I mean, Kai Bowman was like the second
exactly.
player.
And you had Jordan Poole as a rookie, and you had Eric Pascal. That was a mess. Whitley and I would go to those games, and Raymond Ritter would look around like, at least I know the real ones are here. Media members to stop going.
Bro, that was the first year of Chase, and you could get tickets handed to you from someone for free.
This how good it was. Bob Myers had some courtside seats to Steiny. Steiny was like, hey, Bonte, you want these? I was like, damn, courtside seats? Yeah, I'll take them.
What a flex
Damn.
for Steiny.
Yeah,
How about Steiny and the Goo actually going to a game together?
Yeah, sitting in the nosebleeds.
And then Guru complaining about sitting in the nosebleeds.
No, he didn't. Did he complain on the show?
I heard 5 different times, my nose is bleeding, my nose is bleeding.
He said that on the show?
Just be happy to be in there.
He said that on the show?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. You can't complain about free tickets.
I love Goo, but every now and then he gets a little. Be careful.
Be careful.
No,
be careful.
Does he not remember his roots?
Wow.
Don't we all start up at the top? I'm talking about the top bowl. I'm talking about the top bowl, not at the top as in at the top of the craft.
You're talking about sitting with Jesus.
Yeah.
Wow, he was complaining? Got bougie?
I think he was telling jokes, but I'm just getting on Goo's case. He knows I love him.
He has got bougie. Yeah, I tell you what.
He kept saying courtside.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not sitting with the Banners no more either.
Well, I'll be real. I got great seats, and I'm not complaining because I'm going to sound like the angle was so bad because you're so close. I didn't love it.